Dear listener, welcome back to the 111 Tips for Learning a Language. You are listening to episode 105. So far, we have explored language learning through the lens of modern psychology and philosophy. However, in this episode, we will journey further back in time, over 2,000 years, to draw wisdom from one of the oldest systems of healing and harmony in the world, the Chinese five-element theory, also known as Xing. This ancient framework teaches us that everything in the universe, including our body, mind, and even the process of learning, is composed of five dynamic, interconnected phases: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. When these elements are in balance within us, we experience health, vitality, and effortless flow. When they are out of balance, we experience stress, frustration, and stagnation. Today, we will explore how you can align your language learning journey with these elemental energies to create a harmonious, effective, and deeply healing practice. The cycle of learning and overview. The five elements are not static. They exist in a nurturing, which is a generative cycle, and a regulating cycle, which is also known as the controlling cycle. In learning, this means each phase naturally supports and moderates the next. Let's discover the element-specific approach to each learning skill. In our exploration of the five elements, we now turn to the most profound, the most foundational, and often the most neglected in our fast-paced world, the water element, also known as Shuǐ. In the rush to speak, to memorize, to achieve, we often forget that the deepest form of learning does not happen in the storm of activity, but in the profound stillness beneath it. Today, we will explore how the wisdom of water can not only make you a more intuitive linguist, but can also heal your body's most vital energies, which will restore your capacity for wisdom, resilience, and calm. The nature of water, Shuǐ, is receptivity, depth, and potential. In Chinese five-element theory, Xing, water is the element of winter, of night, of the north, and of the kidney, known as Shèn, and bladder, also known as Pángguāng. It is the source of our Zhi, which is our willpower, and our deepest ancestral vitality. Its energy is downward, deep, and conserving. When we apply this to language learning, we move away from the fire of frantic speaking and the wood of rigid planning and into the realm of soaking, absorbing, and knowing, which is ultimately the realm of water. How to learn with the water element, Shuǐ, the art of deep absorption. The water element is not about active doing. It's about receptive being. Its primary learning modality is listening, but not the focused analytical listening of the metal element. The water element is a global, immersive, and intuitive listening. The practice, marination over memorization. Passive immersion. Let the language flow around you like a river. Play podcasts, music, or audiobooks in your target language while you cook, commute, or relax. Do not strain to understand every word. The goal is not comprehension, but acclimatization. You are allowing your subconscious mind, which is your deep water, to map the rhythm, melody, and texture of the language. Another way is through sleep learning, also known as hypnopedia. While the effectiveness of learning entirely new information in sleep is debated, research such as a 2019 study in current biology shows that targeted memory reactivation during sleep can strengthen memories formed while awake. Play a recording of vocabulary you studied earlier in the evening as you fall asleep. The water element state of sleep is the perfect environment for this deep memory consolidation. Meditative repetition. Instead of frantic learning, choose one short, beautiful phrase or a single complex sound. Sit quietly, breathe deeply, and repeat it slowly, feeling the vibration in your body. This is not thrilling. It is a mantra. It sinks the language into your very bones. The healing power, how water-based learning restores your body. This approach to learning is not just effective, it is profoundly healing. In traditional Chinese medicine, the water element governs the kidneys and bladder, which are considered the root of all yin and yang energy in the body. They store our core life force, known as Jīng, healing the body, kidneys, Shèn, and adrenals. The problem: modern learning is often a fire and wood-dominated process, full of stress, deadlines, and forceful effort. This chronically activates our sympathetic nervous system, which is the fight or flight response, which directly takes on the adrenal glands linked in traditional Chinese medicine to the kidneys' yang energy. The result? Burnout, fatigue, and fear. The water solution. Water-based learning practices are inherently parasympathetic. They activate the rest and digest state. When you learn through passive listening and meditative repetition, you are conserving energy, not expending it. This gives your adrenal system a chance to recover. By reducing the stress of learning, you directly support your kidney energy, which in turn boosts your overall vitality, strengthens your lower back, which is the seat of the kidneys, and supports healthy hearing. Healing the mind. Willpower, 智, and courage. The problem: the kidney energy is the source of 智, willpower. When it is depleted, we experience a lack of courage, a paralysis of fear. This is the freeze response that stops us from speaking. The water solution. By building your language skills through the deep, quiet confidence of the water element, you are not depleting your willpower with forced effort. You are cultivating a deep, silent reserve of it. A well-hydrated water element does not need to force itself to speak. It speaks from a place of deep, intuitive knowing. This transforms the fear associated with speaking into calm, grounded confidence. Recognizing and balancing your water element. How do you know if your water element is out of balance in your learning? Signs of water depletion is fear and burnout, mental exhaustion, fear of speaking, forgetfulness, lack of willpower to study, or feeling dried out. Signs of water stagnation, which is isolation and withdrawal. Using passive learning as an excuse to never actively engage to speak, which can lead to isolation. How can you heal and balance your water element? Firstly, hydrate. Drink plenty of pure water, especially while studying. Rest. Honor your need for sleep and quiet. The most profound integration happens when you are resting. Embrace the dark and quiet. Practice your receptive listening in a dimly lit, quiet room. This honors the water element's connection to night and stillness. Listen to natural sounds. Incorporate the sounds of actual water, ocean waves, a babbling brook into your study environment to resonate with this element's energy. Closing thoughts, the source of all fluency. Dear listener, the water element reminds us that all life and all fluency begins in the deep, dark, and quiet. Before a single word is spoken, it must first be conceived and nurtured in the silent depths of the mind, supported by our essential vitality, Jīng, and willpower, 智. By dedicating time to learn like water, 水, soaking, absorbing, and resting, you are not being lazy. You are tending to the very source of your linguistic and life energy. You are building a deep, resilient well of understanding from which you can draw clear, cool, and confident speech for years to come. So, give yourself permission to be still, to listen without pressure, to learn in the way of water, 水, and in doing so, to heal the deepest parts of your being. Until the next time, may your learning be deep and your mind peaceful. Namaste.